Good morning everyone. So class, in this session we are going to discuss about chapter number 1 of your book Honeydew. Its name is The Best Christmas Present of the World. It means, Christmas. Christmas is a festival of Christians and it is the most important festival of Christians. But generally all the people of all the religion celebrate it with high enjoy and the high enthusiasm. Okay, so before we start, we have to understand what is the main synopsis of this chapter. So before you are going to read the chapter, there are some important points given here. Let's see what is the activity. So there are some dates of the periods of the time in the history of the world that are so significant. Significant, it means very important, that everyone knows and remembers them. It means they are so significant. That's why the people of all around knowing about them and remember them. The story you will read mention one such date and event of war between the British and the Germans in 1914. You know that British and Germans 1914. Which kind of, what was the war? Can you name that? World War I. It was World War I. When the British and German fought for their territories, to spread the territories. You all know about the story of the World War I, why it was happened, because nationalism was on its high pitch and everyone was to assimilate the different colonies in their territories, and people were those who were the strong countries. It means those who were very important, their industrial growth was good. They were wishing a lot of cheap labors in the Asian countries. Because of that, when the British at that time, Britain and Germany, both were the superpowers at that time. So both fought each other for the place, for the area of the different countries to make their colonize. Okay. So can you guess which war it was? I have told you it was World War I. Do you know which events the date below referred to? 4 July 1776, 6th August 1945, 12th April 1961, 17th December 1903, 30 January 1948. So answers are on page number 23. Okay, so now we are going to study about the chapter. Who is going to read the chapter for me? Kindly raise your hand. Okay, Riya, kindly read.
I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridgeport, a roll-top deck. The man said it was early 19th century and I had wanted one, but they were far too expensive. Condition. The roll-top in several plain pieces, beautifully mended. Scotch marks all down one side. It was going for very little money. I thought I could restore it. It would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of the garage. I began work.
Actually, it is not garage. Actually, it is not garage. Listen to me, Riya. It is not garage. It's garage. It's garage. Okay? Don't speak it as a garage. It's garage. Okay, read, beta. Kindly read.
I removed the whole top completely and pulled out the drawers. The weight had lifted almost everywhere.
Okay, Riya, stop it. Let me is a man who is going to purchase a table, and he found the table that is in very bad condition. Let's see. I spotted it in a junk shop. Junk shop, you know what is called a junk shop? Junk shop where people sell their things because they became old. ऐसी शॉप जहाँ पर लोग क्या करते हैं, अपने घर की चीज़ों को बेच आते हैं जो कि ख़राब हो जाती है और उनसे चंद पैसे कमा लेते हैं। जैसे कि हम लोग क्या करते हैं, जब हमारे घर में ढेर सारे न्यूज़पेपर जनरली कलेक्ट हो जाते हैं, व्हाट वी डू, वी सेल देम टू द गार्बेज कलेक्टर so that we can get a little money and we can get the money. Okay, so he found that table on the junk shop. It was in the Bridport. Bridport is an area. Okay, so a roll top desk. It was a roll top. Roll top means जो गोल मेज होती है, जिसको बोलते हैं हम लोग गोल मेज, ठीक है, जिसका ऊपर का जो हिस्सा होता है वो गोल होता है, उसे बोलते हैं हम रोल टॉप डेस्क. Okay, the man said it was early 19th century and oak. It means who was the owner of the junk shop? He was telling that the table was of 19th century. It was of 19th century. उसमें क्या बताया गया कि ये जो टेबल है वो 19वीं शताब्दी से रखी हुई है एंड किसकी बनी हुई है? ओक के लकड़ी की बनी है. किसकी बनी है? ओक के लकड़ी की बनी है. मतलब ओक आप लोग जानते हो ना, जो लंबा सा पेड़ होता है ओक, उसकी बनी हुई है. मुझे इसका हिंदी अर्थ नहीं पता है, आप लोग जानते होंगे. सो आई हैड वांटेड वन बट they were far too expensive. Okay, so I had wanted one because the author was wishing to get a table from the junk shop because he was wishing to get it. That's why, because they were too far expensive. It means when he was going to the other showrooms of the table, he was finding that other tables are too expensive to get because he was not able to afford an expensive table. That's why he went to the junk shop to get it, so that he can get the second hand table. But he found that in the junk shop there was the table that was of a roll top desk, and it was not that expensive, so it would be easy to get it. That's why he took that. And this was in the bad condition. It means that table was in very bad condition. The roll top in the several pieces. It means the roll top was broken. It was broken a lot. And it was broken into many pieces. One leg clumsily mended. It means the leg of the table was clumsily मतलब क्या होता है? बड़ी बेकार तरीके से. clumsily मतलब क्या होता है? बहुत ही बेकार तरीके से, बड़ी ही उलझन के साथ मेंड किया गया है. क्या किया गया है? उसे जोड़ा गया है. मतलब जब उसे जोड़ा गया था, मतलब वो टूट गया होगा, तो उसके बाद उसके टूट फूट के बाद उसको क्या किया गया था? मेंड किया गया था. और वो भी क्या किया गया था? बहुत ही बुरी तरह उसे जोड़ा गया था. मतलब उससे बिल्कुल फाइनली नहीं जोड़ा गया था. वर्क वॉज नॉट वेरी फाइन. स्कॉच मार्क्स. स्कॉच मतलब होता है खुरचना. मतलब बहुत सारे उसमें क्या लगे हुए थे? खुरचे हुए वो लगे हुए थे, दाग लगे हुए थे. ऑल डाउन वन साइड मतलब उसके नीचे साइड में, इसके नीचे साइड में बहुत सारे खुरचे हुए दाग लगे थे. सो आई वॉज गोइंग फॉर वेरी लिटिल मनी because he wanted to spend very little money on it. That's why he thought he could get it. I thought I could restore it. It means he can, if he will carry this table to his home, he can mend it in his own way. जैसे कि उसने सोचा कि अगर इस सेकेंड हैंड को मैं अपने घर ले आऊँगा तो मैं अपनी तरीके से इसे क्या कर लूँगा? इसे मेंड कर लूँगा, इसमें नई चादर चढ़ा दूँगा. ऐसा होता है जनरली कि हम क्या करते हैं, सेकेंड हैंड चीज़ों को लाकर उसमें थोड़ी बहुत चीज़ें बनवाकर इस्तेमाल करने लग जाते हैं. अगर हम ज़्यादा पैसे खर्च करना नहीं चाहते हैं तो बस उसने वही किया. उसको क्योंकि वो ज़्यादा पैसे नहीं खर्च करना चाहता, उसको लगता था कि इसको वो वापस से क्या कर लेगा? बना लेगा. बट इट वुड बी अ रिस्क, अ चैलेंज. But I had to have it because he had not a lot of money. So I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of my garage. Garage I had told you, where we kept the tools and instruments, and people also keep their cars in the garage. Okay, cars and vehicles, whatever. Okay, generally garage is used for those who keep their instruments and tools in that particular place. That's why it is called garage. Okay, so I began work on it on Christmas Eve. So it means he was mending. He began to work on it on Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, you know, the day before Christmas. It means the evening before Christmas is called Christmas Eve. Okay, don't think that 25th of December is not Christmas Eve. Evening of 24th is called Christmas Eve. Okay, so I removed the roll top completely because the roll top was completely broken, and pulled out the drawers. All the drawers he pulled out, and the veneer. Veneer, it means veneer. What is veneer? Veneer, it is written here, a thin layer of plastic and decorative wood and furniture of the cheap wood. You know that whenever you see you must be knowing about Sanmaika. Class, you have listened about Sanmaika? Nobody? Okay, let me tell it. Okay, so what is that? The Sanmaika is a thin layer of plastic, and it is designer. It generally put on the rough surface of a table. So already all of the furniture generally they get cleared, and generally they get refined by sticking on that Sanmaika. So Sanmaika has a thin layer of plastic, and that was already taken away from that. Okay, so veneer was totally taken away, and it was removed away from the table. Okay, then it was looked like water damage to me. So how it was thinking? He was thinking that it must be a water damage. Water damage मतलब कि पानी पड़ने की वजह से वो सारा जो था सनमाइका था वो खड़ गया था. तुम लोगों को पता होगा कि जो प्लाईवुड होता है, it cannot bear the water and the moisture. That's why it generally comes and bubble out from its surface. Okay. So both fire and water had clearly taken their toll on this text. Why it is written? It is generally a pun. It is a pun. Pun means एक तरीके से मजाक है ये. क्या मजाक किया उसने? कि जो लकड़ी की आग और पानी दोनों ने क्या किया था? अच्छे से उस प्लाईवुड का दाम निकाल लिया था. प्लाईवुड का दाम निकाल लेने का मतलब कि प्लाईवुड को पूरी तरीके से बर्बाद करके, मतलब उसको पूरी तरीके से यूजेबल बनाया था. ऐसा लग रहा था कि उसे बहुत तरीके से यूज किया गया है, लेकिन जनरली वो किससे खराब हुई थी? आग और पानी से खराब हुई थी. ठीक है. सो द लास्ट ड्रॉर वॉज स्टक फास्ट. लेकिन जो लास्ट ड्रॉर थे वो तो वन बाय वन सारे ड्रॉर्स को निकाल रहा था उसे दोबारा से मेंड करने के लिए, लेकिन लास्ट वाली जो ड्रॉर थी वो क्या हुई थी? उसी के अंदर धसी हुई थी और बिल्कुल एकदम उसको जोर से पकड़ी हुई थी. सो आई ट्राइड ऑल आई कुड टू ईज इट आउट जेंटली. He was thinking that he could make it out gently, but he was failed. And in the end, I used brute force. Brute force means I have used my men force. Men force, it means he has put some instruments, some tools on it to forcefully come make it out. Okay, who is going to read? Abhinav Jaiswal. Okay, beta, Abhinav, kindly read it. I hope you are not able to read it. Okay. Somebody else? Arav.
Me.
Okay, Poonam, read it.
I struck it sharply with the side of the first corner drawn to open with the shallow space and made a separate drawer. in there. I reached in a small black tin box. Cello taped on the top of it was a piece of lined notebook and written on it in a snaky handwriting. James Astor received February 25, 1960. You buried with me when time comes. How as I did that it was wrong of the box, but mistakenly or better of my history.
Got better of my scruples? It usually does. Okay. So what he did? He put his manpower on the drawer to make it out, and then he found that it is not easy to find it out. That's why he put some tools and instrument, and he took the spade and he took the hammer and make it easy to open it. And then I reached. Then he found what he found. I struck it sharply with the side of my fist, and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath. A secret drawer. What it was? It was a secret drawer, and there was something in there. There was a secret door in that, and because of that, the secret door was made at that time. Children, listen to me very carefully. At that time, people made the secret. They used to make the secret drawer to keep something that should be confidential and that should not come in the eyes of others. So people used to keep their secrets as mysterious to the others. So that's why they used to make that kind of secret drawer at that time in the 19th century. Right now we have a lot of things, a lot of technologies to keep our secrets. So but that time it was not that much easy. So people generally took and wrote the letters, and they generally used to keep their money by digging the ground, and they keep them in the pitcher, and they dig and they dump it in the ground. So there were many styles there, many ideas to keep their secrets. Right now we have a lot of things, very technologies, a lot of technologies, So at that time it was not that easy. So there was something in there, and I reached in and took out a small black tin box. What he did? He found a small black tin box in that drawer which was stuck earlier, and sellotaped to the top of it was a piece of lined note paper. What it was, you see in the picture also that the boy is seeing at that thing, that the sellotape was wrapped on the place of the note paper. There was a note paper, inside that there was something, and to just cover it there was a sellotape wrapped on it, and written on it is shaky handwriting. Shaky handwriting, it means cursive handwriting, that is called shaky handwriting. So there was something written in the shaking handwriting, that Jim's last letter. Jim, there was a person who has written the letters, and Jim's last letter. What it was? It was the last letter of Jim, received January 25, 1915. It means there must be a person whose name was Jim, and Jim was the receiver of the letter. It means the letter belonged to Jim. Okay. So, and those were received January 25, 1915. You see that it is the time of World War I. It was the time of World War I. At that time, people used to prepare themselves for the World War, for their country, for their nationalistic idealism. Okay, at that time, people were keen to go to the war. Okay, so at that time there was a person whose name was Jim, and he was the receiver of the letters, and he kept all the letters in the file and he wrapped it with a cello tape, written on it, and he labeled on it as the Jim's last letter received on 25th of January 1950. Okay, to be buried with me when the time comes. So it was also, there is a very rhetorical line is written here that to be buried, ये सभी क्या हो जाएंगे, दफन हो जाएंगे, किसके साथ, मेरे समय आने के साथ. मतलब जब समय आएगा, मतलब कि जब मैं मरूंगा तो मेरे साथ ही ये सारे भी क्या हो जाएंगे, दफन हो जाएंगे. ये सारे जो का खत हैं ये भी क्या हो जाएंगे, दफन हो जाएंगे. I knew as I did it that it was wrong of me to open the box, but curiosity got the better of my scruples, and I usually does. हाँ, ये बात सच है बच्चों, तुम लोगों को पता होगा कि this doesn't come in the etiquette and the manner and the behavior that we should not read anyone's letter, but because the curiosity makes him restless and he decided to read all the letters. Okay, yes, I know that all people are interested in reading to the others' papers and diaries, and this is very bad thing. I also do it. Okay, so inside the box there was an envelope, and the address read Mrs. Jane MacPherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top, December 26 and 1914. So inside the box there was an envelope. It is not called envelope. It is not envelope. It is envelope. Okay, always pronounce it as an envelope. Okay. So inside the box there was an envelope, and the address read in that box the address was written that Mrs. Jim MacPherson. Mrs. Jim MacPherson. You see that the name was written Jim, and Jim is a lady. Jim is a lady. Okay, and Mrs. Jim MacPherson is the lady who has written the letters to his husband. Might be it is not written here right now. And the address of Jim MacPherson is 12th Copper Beeches, Bridport, Dorset. Where it belonged to? It belonged to the lady who was living in the Bridport, Dorset, and you know that the story is also of Bridport. It means the man also belongs to Bridport, and the lady who has written those letters, she also belonged to Bridport, that is in Dorset. Dorset is in Germany, I think. So I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top. So it would totally written was in at that time pen was not that easy to keep. You know that whenever the ink goes, at that time the people were not using very high qualified pens at that time. You know that right now we are using waterproof pen. At that time people were not writing with their waterproof pen. They were writing with fountain pens and the ink pen. So that time if somebody puts the water on the letter, it will get destroyed. So because of that damage, generally people wrote their letters in pencil. Okay, and the dated at the top. The letter was written on the date December 26, 1914. You see. Okay, now let's read the next one. Who is going to read it? Angel Divedi. Can you read, my dear?
Yes. One. Who was sent? Yesterday morning.
Beta, you are not reading from there, which I am expecting. You are reading. You should be reading from Dearest Connie. Dearest Connie.
Much happier because it just happened that you about at once. We was trending yesterday morning. Christmas it's all about the and everything and posted as a question. I should like to be able to tell you that we here, but I am here to ask you. First, someone's white habit is when they work on because no man is Tommy has got over the surprise. Us shouted to return, then they thought that we all did. There was up there, grey coat and flag. Not true. Someone shot us and no one did. There was another pit and another thief. I told the man it wasn't. It was not.
Okay. So you see that the letter was written on the date December 26, 1914 by the soldier to the lady. By the soldier to the lady, you see what it is written. It was addressed to Miss Jane Macpherson. मिसेस जेन मैकफर्सन जो है वो लेडी है जिसको ये लेटर भेजा जाएगा, ठीक है. एंड हु हैज रिटन दैट लेटर? डियर कोनी, ठीक है, डियरेस्ट कोनी. यहाँ पे देखो क्या लिखा है, मिसेस जेन मैकफर्सन ने से लिखा है और मिसेस जेन मैकफर्सन के यहाँ से ही जाएगा. अब देखो ध्यान से, तुम लोग ये चीज़ समझ ही नहीं पा रहे होगे कि मैम आखिर लेटर लिख कौन रहा है. देखो जिम जो है वो लड़के का नाम है, ठीक है. जिम मैकफर्सन जो है वो आदमी है, लेकिन उसकी वाइफ का नाम क्या होगा? मिसेस जिम मैकफर्सन होगा, ठीक है. पहले ज़माने में बच्चों, जैसे अगर मेरा नाम ज्योति है, अगर मेरा हस्बैंड का नाम अगर जैसे सुनील होता या सुनील मिश्रा होता तो मैं जानती हूँ कैसे होती, तो मुझे लोग क्या बुलाते हैं? मिसेस सुनील मिश्रा बुलाते हैं, ठीक है. बस उसी तरीके से जो मिसेस जिम मैकफर्सन किसको बोला जाता था? उसकी वाइफ को बोला जाता था. इसलिए इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि ये जो लेटर था वो जिम मैकफर्सन ने लिखा हुआ था. किसके लिए? उसकी अपनी वाइफ कोनी के लिए लिखा हुआ था, ठीक है. अब उसने कोनी को यहाँ पर क्या किया है? एड्रेस किया है. और वो अपने लेटर में क्या लिखता है? प्यारी कोनी, I write you in the much happier frame of my mind because something wonderful has just happened that I must tell you about that once. It means he was writing a letter, and in the letter he is describing that something very wonderful happened with him. What it was? We were all standing in our trenches yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, it means Christmas morning. It means you know that the letter was written on 26. It means it is telling about the events of 25th of December. So on 25th of December, what happened to the soldiers? They were standing. It means they were on their position. You all are the army personnel, so you know that what happens at the war. So in the war, what happens that there is a no man's land between the two parties. The one party will be standing here and it will make the target to the other party, and people was also standing in these position. So every soldier was standing on its own position, and what they were doing, they had made a simple वो क्या बनाते हैं, एक तरीके की सुरंग टाइप की बनाते हैं, जिसमें वो सभी लोग आधे बॉडी उनकी जो रहती है वो आधे बॉडी अंदर रहती है और आधा बॉडी बाहर रहती है, जिससे वो लोग क्या करते हैं, वहीं से तो वो लोग लड़ाई करते हैं। आप लोगों ने फिल्मों में देखा होगा कि जो जब युद्ध होता है दो लोगों के बीच में, तो उसमें लोग क्या करते हैं, एक बड़ा सा सुरंग टाइप का खोद देते हैं, जिसमें सारे जवान घुस करके वहीं से गोलियां दागते हैं, ठीक है। तो सारे लोग क्या कर रहे थे, सभी अपने ट्रेंचेस में, ट्रेंच मतलब क्या होता है, गड्ढा। So there was a long tunnel trench. They all were standing in the tunnel trench, and it was a Christmas morning, and it was crisp and quiet all about. Crisp मतलब क्या था कि बिल्कुल ड्राई था, मौसम कैसा था, बिल्कुल ड्राई था, ठंड थी और सब शांत थे, पूरा माहौल कैसा था, बिल्कुल एकदम शांत था। As beautiful a morning as I ever seen, as cold and frosty as a Christmas morning should be. क्रिसमस मॉर्निंग जनरली कैसी होती है बच्चों, एकदम ठंडी, एकदम चिली होती है। हमारे इंडिया में एकदम चिली होती है, तो जो कंट्रीज नॉर्थ कह सकते हो नॉर्थन हेमिस्फेयर में है, वो सभी तो ठंडी होंगी, ये सभी लोग आप लोग जानते हो, ठीक है। तो क्रिसमस मॉर्निंग कैसी होती है, बिल्कुल एकदम चिली, कोल्ड, फ्रॉस्टी, ऐसी होती है क्रिसमस मॉर्निंग, ठीक है। तो वो कहता है कि क्रिसमस मॉर्निंग कैसी थी, बिल्कुल वैसी ही जैसी होनी चाहिए और जैसा मैंने एक्सपेक्ट किया था बिल्कुल वैसी ही थी। और कैसा था माहौल, बिल्कुल शांत था, कैसा था, एकदम बिल्कुल शांत था। एंड इट शुड लाइक टू बी टू टेल यू व्हाट बिगैन इट। अब मुझे तुम्हें वो बताना चाहिए जो मेरे साथ हुआ, बट द ट्रूथ आई अशेम्ड टू से, पर सच बात तो ये है कि मैं इस बारे में बहुत शर्मनाक हूँ। दैट इज दैट द फ्रिज बिगैन इट, मतलब कि क्या था, मुझे बात बता के तुम्हें बहुत ही दुख हो रहा है कि इतनी अच्छी शांति के बीच में फ्रिट्ज बोल उठे। फ्रिट्ज कौन है, फ्रिट्ज देखो इसमें लिखा है, जो फ्रिट्ज जो है वो जर्मन लोग हैं, क्या है, जर्मन। जो ब्रिटिशर्स होते थे, ब्रिटिश सोल्जर्स होते थे, वो जर्मन को किस नाम से बुलाते थे, फ्रिट्ज के नाम से बुलाते थे। ये जो वर्ड फ्रिट्ज है ना बच्चों, ये ज़्यादातर जर्मनी में जब आप लोग पुराने टाइटल्स में ढूंढोगे तो फ्रिट्ज वर्ड जो है ये तुम लोगों को जर्मन लोग अपने लिए खुद के लिए इस्तेमाल करते हुए मिलेंगे, और उनकी जो टाइटल्स होते हैं वो फ्रिट्ज़रॉड, इस ऐसे ही नाम होते हैं उनके, फ्रिट्ज़रॉड, फ्रिट्ज एंड हैंड, इस टाइप के उनके टाइटल्स होते हैं। तो फ्रिट्ज वहाँ पर एक बहुत ही कॉमन वर्ड है, तो जो जर्मन में यूज़ किया जाता है। तो ब्रिटिशर्स क्या करते हैं, जर्मन्स को बुलाते हैं फ्रिट्ज के नाम से, ठीक है। तो फ्रिट्ज क्योंकि बहुत क्या है, वहाँ का बहुत ही कॉमन नेम है, ठीक है। तो फ्रिट्ज बिगैन इट, मतलब कि जर्मन लोगों ने बोलना चालू कर दिया, मतलब अच्छी खासी शांत चल रही थी, अच्छी मॉर्निंग चल रही थी, लेकिन अचानक एक फ्रिट्ज बोल उठा। उसने क्या बोला, फर्स्ट समवन सॉ अ white flag waving from the trenches opposite. It means from our side somebody saw that from the German soldier somebody was waving a white flag. White flag means, do you know what is the meaning of white flag? Any one of you? Can you tell me what is the meaning of white flag?
Surrender.
Yeah, very good. Its meaning surrender. It means somebody was surrendering from the another side. So it was very happy. Now it would be the full of the victory. भाई किसी ने सरेंडर कर दिया है तो विक्ट्री का माहौल तो बन ही जाएगा ना, तो बस वैसा ही हुआ। First someone saw a white flag waving from the trenches opposite. Then they were calling out to us from the across no man's land. और बाद में वो लोग क्या करने लगे, वो हमें बुलाने लगे, कहाँ बुलाने लगे, एक नो मैन्स लैंड, जहाँ पर बीच में कोई भी नहीं खड़ा होता, वहाँ पर वो हमें बुलाने लगे। किस लिए बुलाने लगे, और कहते हैं हैप्पी क्रिसमस टॉमी, हैप्पी क्रिसमस। वो लोग ब्रिटिशर्स को क्या बुलाते थे, टॉमी, क्योंकि टॉम नाम जो क्या है वो बहुत ही क्या है, कॉमन है ब्रिटेन में, इसलिए वहाँ के लोग उन्हें क्या बुलाते थे, टॉमी, या कॉमन इंग्लिश नेम। सो हैप्पी क्रिसमस टॉमी। अब भाई सोल्जर्स एक दूसरे का नाम तो जानते नहीं है ना, तो इसलिए वो क्या बुलाते हैं एक दूसरे को, जर्मन्स को वो लोग फ्रिट्ज बुलाते हैं और ब्रिटिशर्स को वो लोग टॉमी बुलाते हैं। So when we had got over the surprise, some of us shouted back, "Same to you, Fritz. Same to you. I thought it would be that we all did." But then suddenly one of them was up there in his high grey coat and waving a white flag. So now, other Germans, it means Germans has flew their flag of white. That's why the Britishers has also shown their white flag that don't shoot lads. Don't shoot lads मतलब कि कोई मुझे गोली मत मारना. और वो क्या किया उसने, मतलब हमारे साइड के एक व्यक्ति ने ग्रे और ग्रीन कोट पहनकर वो बाहर आ गया. Someone shouted, कोई चिल्लाने लगा कि कोई शूट मत करना, कोई शूट मत करना. मतलब कि जर्मन साइड का कोई कहने लगा कि ये बाहर आ गया है तो कोई उन्हें शूट नहीं करेगा. And no one did, और किसी ने नहीं किया. Then there was another threats up on the parapet and another. इस तरह से धीमे धीमे करके सारे जर्मन सैनिक बाहर निकलने लगे. But keep your heads down, I told men, it's a trick, but it wasn't. मैंने लोगों को क्या किया, सावधान किया, वार्न किया. मतलब मैंने अपने साथियों को वार्न किया कि ये क्या है, ये जर्मन्स की चाल है. हमें क्या करने के लिए, अपने सर को नीचे रखो, नहीं तो वो हमें क्या करेंगे, गोली मार देंगे. So it was a trick to kill others. Yeah, it may be, but it was not. But he is saying that it was not a trick. They were truly saying to wish them as Christmas. Okay, so class, for today this much only. We will continue the chapter in the next class. And thank you everyone. I hope you all must have understood the chapter. Class, are you understanding the chapter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay.